and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing my first ever pan that palette intro. I've done a lot of project pans in the past 2 years, but I've never done a whole separate pan that palette video. So I'm really excited to start this series. I think it'll help me really focus on this product, or actually technically these products. Yes, you heard that right. I'm planning on panning a palette this year and a single shadow. I think I'll have this palette in the thumbnail, so you probably already know what the palette is, and I am planning on panning the Naked 3 palette. Last year I incorporated the Naked 2 palette in my project pan, so I got really good progress on that one, and this is one of the other older palettes in my collection, the Naked 3, and I freaking love this palette. I enjoy this so much. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I really enjoy this palette. So that's kind of reason number one why I chose this palette to pan this year, is because I love using it and it's getting really old. So I want to make sure that I get good, solid, full use out of it before it goes completely bad. Now, I'm not doing this because I want this out of my collection. I'm not doing this because I don't like it. In fact, this palette actually kind of means a lot to me. There's a lot of sentimental value that's behind this specific palette, so I don't necessarily want it out of my collection because it kind of means a lot to me, but I also don't know that once I've used it up and hit all my goals, if it's something I want to declutter. And that's because this is the very last thing that my grandpa bought me the last time I saw him. He passed away in 2015, the summer of 2015. In fact, he passed away on my birthday, so I mean that makes it a little hard, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fact that this was the last thing that my grandpa bought for me. He came into town in 2014 for my graduation from college. That was the last time I got to see him. Wow, this is turning into a very sad video, but I'm very grateful for all the time I got to spend with him and the memories that I have. So this again has a very sentimental value to me. So wow, this is not supposed to be a sad video, but that's kind of also why I wanted to use it as my pan this palette for the year of 2019, so that I can really thoroughly enjoy it and get all of the use I possibly can out of it. So that's why I chose it. There's a little history of my life for you. I'm really excited to use this for the year of 2019 because I really enjoy it so much. Well, here's the inside. I just kind of did that so nonchalant, but let me give you a little bit of a close-up of where I stand. So as you can see, there's no pan in this, but I do have a significant amount of dip in a lot of these shades. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I haven't used this in a very long time, so I feel very refreshed on this palette. I feel very motivated to use it. So there's the history, there's the story with why I chose this palette. This is where we are starting. Now, where are we going? My goal with this palette is to hit pan on all shades, starting with Mugshot, this shade right here, all the way over. So that means I don't really care if I hit pan on these first two shades, the darkest shades in this palette. So that's Dark Side and Black Heart. I don't really care if I hit pan on those. If I do, great, but they're not part of this project. My project is Mugshot on, because these are all the shades that I'll use consistently that I really enjoy, and I don't really want to pan shades that I don't really like. So, but I like all of the shades in this palette. I like these shades, but you know, I just don't really use them all that often. So that's my goal with this, is to hit pan on all of these shades. That's definitely more than my goals for last year were. My last year goals was to hit pan in an additional 5 to 6 shades in the Naked 2 palette. So at the end of the year, I had pan in 7 of the shades. So there were still 5 pans in that palette that didn't have pan in them. So I'm really excited about this. I hope you are also. This is my pan that palette for 2019, and I also wanted to include one single shadow. Now, the single shadow that I want to use, this might be a rolling kind of project pan for the single shadow, because I am incorporating a ColourPop Super Shock shadow into my pan that palette for the year of 2019. The reason I want to do this is because I feel like I don't always get full use out of my Super Shock shadows, even though I love them, and then they end up going bad. So I want to start using my ColourPop Super Shock shadows more, and until I hit pan. So my goal is to use a ColourPop Super Shock shadow until I hit pan on it, and then replace it with something else in this project pan. I'm starting with this shadow right here. This is the shade Puppy Love. Let me give you a close-up of it. So here it is right here. As you can see, I've got a decent amount rubbed off on there. I've got a little bit of a dip going. I still have a long ways until I hit pan on this shadow, but that's why we're incorporating it into this project pan, is this used to be one of my favorite shades. Let me see if I can give you a swatch on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. It is already drying out here. I don't know how well. Oh, you can see that shimmer right there. That is that shade right there. It's just a really nice, very light pink peachy color. These are the two products in my project pan. I'm so very excited to have both of them. I'm not going to be rolling this out. This is going to be an all year thing, but the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow is something that I'm going to be using until I hit pan and then rolling a different one in. So hopefully I can hit pan on a lot of these this year, but I guess we will see. Only time will tell. So what are we doing in terms of updates? So what I think I want to do is I want to update every other month. This is the intro in January, then you'll get an update in March, May, July, September, November, and then a finale in the beginning of 2020. So that's what I think I'm gonna do, unless I start blowing through these products, then in which case I'll update monthly, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think that every other month is gonna be just better all around. The updates are gonna be more noticeable, the progress will be better. If I did it monthly, I just feel like it would be very lackluster and you wouldn't see too much progress. So that's my plan right now. Again, things could change depending, but I feel pretty good about that. I'm feeling very motivated. I'm feeling very excited about all of my projects. If you are panning any palettes or if you are participating in any project pans, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear about it, especially palettes. Those seem to be the most exciting things that people pan. Again, I do already have the 9 products that I'm panning in 2019 up on my channel, so if you want to check that out, I will link it down below. If you like project pans, if you like Pan That palettes, I hope you give this one a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All buttons are down below. And I think that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.